there, it's Barbara, and it's Friday afternoon. And to me, Friday afternoon is a great afternoon for gratitude. After all, you're coming to the end of a 5-day work week, maybe. Maybe it's a 6-day work week for you. Maybe your work week's not even done. But maybe you've done some really great things this week. Achieved some project completion, did some amazing training. Maybe you were just a great parent or friend or, spouse or that significant other. Maybe you're just great at that this week. It's good to feel good about those things that you do, that you complete. But I also want you to think about gratitude for those around you. Maybe there's someone who has done something just amazing for you this week. And you said, thank you, that was awesome, I really appreciate it. Or maybe there's someone that did something that really irritated you and you don't know why, but whatever they said or did, it just hit a nerve. And if you had that kind of strong reaction to it, there's something that is just missing for you or that you're not doing that's just really kind of bugging you. And you need to look deep and explore what that is. So whether it's someone that did something amazing for you or someone that hit a nerve that's going to help you learn something more about yourself, I would like you to do 3 things. Number 1, I'd like you to go ahead and identify that person and what they did. You don't even have to know them personally. It might be someone that did something on the street or in the car next to you or on the train. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to write it down. There's something amazing that happens in your brain when you take it from your brain to your arm to your hand and writing it on paper. It becomes much more significant. I want you to really understand what that thing was. The third thing that I'd like you to do is, if you can, if it's someone that you know, pick up that phone, call them, and read them what you wrote. Sending an email is not the same. Calling and having a conversation with them means so much more. Now, if it's someone that you can't connect with because you don't know who they are, then maybe read it to someone else. Tell them what happened and tell them you want to read them the letter. Because you know what happens when you write it down, you increase your happiness a little bit. When you read it to the person or read that letter about that person to someone else, your happiness actually increases significantly. And if you've had a bad week and you're really unhappy, your happiness increases even more. A friend of mine told me a story. She was driving down the road and she was getting ready to go into the left-hand turn lane. And she said a minivan came just whizzing by her and cut her off. She had to slam on her brakes and she was so irritated. So there goes that minivan through the yellow line. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, now I have to sit here for the next 5 or 6 minutes while all the traffic goes. And as she's thinking that, a car comes from the other direction and hits that minivan. And she watches the minivan spin in circles. And she can see the terror on the driver's face. We talked about it, and she said, I am so grateful that whatever it was that intervened in that moment to put that minivan in front of me, I'm so grateful because my car is about half that size. And if I got hit by that vehicle at that velocity, I might be dead. So I encouraged her to go home and write a letter to the driver because he might have saved her life. So gratitude, sharing it with others, is not just about them. It's a lot about you and increasing your own happiness. So it's the end of the week. Why don't you go home and write that letter after you've thought about what that situation is, and then call that person or call someone and tell them about it, and hey, increase your own happiness before you start the weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone. This is Barbara signing off. We'll talk to you all next week.